Hello everyone, let's learn how to tame and breed pigs. It's not too hard to tame the pigs. I've just set up a small little area to do it. This one here is for capturing some pigs. We're going to do that next. We'll capture the two of them that are over there and we'll just get them to scoot in here. And then there's these ones which are already tamed. Oh yeah, we'll just get into it now. Alright, so really all of this is just like a workbench. And you don't need any of this stuff. This is just sort of an elaborate observation platform. But what I've done here is just cordoned off a small little area. Now there's a couple ways to do this. This is not the only way to do it. But this is 3 wide by 4 long. I'm going to mention that again later. Then what I did is take one of them out and put in these two guys. Now these guys here are just to make things a little easier when you're getting chased by some pigs who want to really hurt you. Right, so what you need to do is you need to select your hammer and then right click it and find the round pole fence and just kind of rotate it ideally to fit, roughly between these two. Now here's the reason why I have this. Now I've tried to do this before, just randomly around the place, and it was okay, but then like when the moment came of me having to actually capture the pigs, there was some weird haphazardness with the fence placements, and it was fine. It didn't feel great. So yeah, the simple way to do this now that we have our fence selected is you just kind of run near the pigs. They will get unhappy with you. I'm going to pick 2 at a time here because there are 2. Pretty easy. You just run past both of them, come over here. They're going to be pretty angry. That one may need to be reminded, hello, you, get over here. And you just kind of need to dodge around. Eventually they'll come in here. Oh, and boom. See that? Because there was such an easy little placement, I can just place that in. Now, these guys are just wild pigs, right? And I'm going to just start this taming process, and then I'll go over to this taming process over here. Because it takes about 2 days. It really depends, though, like on what kind of situation they're in. If you're always pestering them, if they're always frightened, they're not really going to tame very much. Also, if you're doing it this way, you may need to just upkeep these fences just a smidgen. They do a little bit of damage every time they hit them. But it's not like not major, right? You just come by real quick and just tighten them all up or whatever whatever the equivalent is. Fix them up. Now you can go in there and feed them stuff. What I've done here is create an elevated platform because it makes it easier. I don't need to actually be in there with them, so it's more awesome and easy. And then yeah, you can feed them a lot of different things. Lots of people swear by carrots, but you know what? Early game, raspberries, man. 1. Boom. And I just throw, say, I don't know, 4 in there. See, this one here, he's probably hungry, and it will just wander over there at some point and pick them up. So there you go. There it goes. That means that it's taming. That little symbol there. See, now what's happened is, because I'm here and because it saw me, it's a little bit frightened. Are you gonna eat one of those guys? No. Oh, just knocked that one. I'm just gonna get a little bit further away here. Maybe just get into some hiding behavior of my own here. And look at that. They're both taming now, right? That's wonderful. And really, that's all it really is. I think the light is making it a little bit hard to see, but oftentimes these hearts are like green in color, and then they will kind of become more and more yellow. Within one play session, I had, these ones tamed and these ones tamed. That was about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. Like this entire setup in 2 hours, and I think they were tamed. So, not a big deal. Now, if you go down here, you can just examine them, right? And let's see here. So it says taming, but frightened, 4%. That means it's 4% tamed, and it's frightened, obviously. Now we're going to back up. They'll calm down, and they won't increase their taming percentage as long as they're frightened. See, now that they've calmed down, that taming heart comes back, right? And they start to tame more and more and more. That's basically how that works. I've heard that there is like a density to this. I haven't spent like insane amount of time figuring this out. I basically just wanted to have a nice food supply that was gonna be self-replenishing, and in this system here, I think is what I'm going to basically use here. 2 parent boars, and then I guess they're going to spawn 3 little babies. It seems pretty standard here. We can see if they'll do any more. Now let's go into the taming of these ones a bit more, because I've got some more footage on that one. So it does take a few in-game days for them to tame, so you're going to have to find something else to do for a bit. Chop trees, get some copper. So here you can see the heart burst, which is when the boar suddenly becomes tamed. And that means then you won't need to be worried about being in the pen anymore with it. It is totally safe, and it takes some time. Next, we see because there is food in there and they were hungry, they ate, and they basically mated. And that means soon we will have a little baby pig born. And after a while of waiting, you can see right here the birth of a little piggy. And it'll kind of just wander around the pen and grow up. Eventually, you can do something with it. So overnight, they had 2 little piggies. One we captured the image of when it was born, and the other one happened when I was asleep, I guess. And this is a 3x4 pen, just in case that helps. And just as I stopped recording, another little one was born. So 2 here. It looks like 3 little babies. I don't know how many more we're going to get by the time this video is over. I'm going to give them more food, and just that should be okay. Yeah, these ones are still taming. I don't heard that sound, though. But, you know, there should be plenty in there for them to tame, and they'll just keep going. Basically, if you leave them alone, they'll stop wrecking your fences, so maybe before you leave, one last thing to do is just sort of cycle around, do one last repair, and then let that be. Now, you do kind of have to worry about these guys a little bit. You know, gray dwarves, or those creatures, will come by and try to, you know, wreck your, like, areas, right? So you need to possibly defend this area if there's a raid. Ideally, you should probably put some palisades around it, dig a moat. Perhaps you could even have a raised one that was up and then down with a moat on the outside. You can go crazy with. You can just. We'll go into base defense in another tutorial. You can get the higher tier boars, such as the 1-star boar and the 2-star boar. That one is still taming, so I'm just gonna let it be mostly. And what you can do is you can breed them with your other pigs, which are of lower quality, and there is a chance that you will get one of these starred boars, which is a level 2 boar. And that's better, because when you kill one of these boars, you might get some meat, you might not. When you kill one of these 1-starred boars, you will get 2 meat. And even better is when you do one of these 2-starred boars, you don't want to frighten it, is that you get 4 meat. So for the purposes of a farm, you really do want to try to bring one of these guys home. But it is a task, man. You like find them somewhere out in the world and you jog your way back home with the occasional running around of other enemies and stuff. It can be a hassle, but in the end it's gonna be worth it for you. And yeah, so once this one tames up, I'll be breeding it up with these ones here, and yeah, that's probably it. These ones here will all eventually be replaced by their superior genetic brethren, I guess. So that is the reason you'd want to get a 2-starred boar there. They are just going to be producing meat better for you for what you put in versus these little puny ones here. But I mean, you start with what you can get, and you just go from there. Just for clarity, the little piggies that are born do grow up to be tame, so you don't have to worry about retaming them. And of course, don't forget, Boar loves you. So, as you can see, that was the taming process and the birthing of new piggies that will grow up to be a whole bunch of boars that you can eventually end up using for food, like meat, and for leather scraps. So that is a useful thing for upgrading early stone tools and getting like the first set of armor, which is nothing much. Alright, well, I do hope that you guys found that information useful and that, you know, it helps you along in your game. I think it's going to help me because I know that once you get to the swamp, you constantly need meat, and that's for another type of food. And so early game, before I even fight the Elder, I'm just going to do a bunch of food stuff, right, and get that done. Anyway, that's up to you to figure out what you're going to do. So, yeah, hit that like button, maybe share with some friends who would find this interesting, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Possibly check out some more videos. I've definitely got some stuff on farming and bees, and yeah, we're going to do a bunch more. So, I will see you guys in another video. Until then, bye-bye.